Kentucky. I'm Sherelle Roberts, your host and moderator, and I'm here with the Let's Talk team. It's Susan Mills. We've got Anthony Smallwood with Avol hanging out with us, and Lisa. Hi, hey everybody.
Hello.
Welcome, Anthony.
Thank you. I've always wanted to say, gee, I feel like just one of the girls.
Well, today you actually are, you can be one of the girls. So you know what, there's always so much going on in Lexington, and we like to start every show with Talk of the Town. And today's Talk of the Town is all about dining out for life. You may remember we talked a little bit about dining out for life yesterday. This is an opportunity where you can go to more than 50 restaurants around Central Kentucky and the Bluegrass, and you can then give proceeds of your meal out to Avol, and that's why Anthony is here to talk to us about that. So when does it actually kick off? Is today the day?
Today is not the day. It's all day tomorrow. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All over Lexington. We even have a restaurant in Mount Sterling. It's just restaurants. You know, someone asked me, what is dining out all about? And if you really want to simplify it, it's about love.
It is.
Because our sponsors love us enough to make sure that that they help us get the message out about Avol. Our ambassadors, which they will all be wearing an apron like this, that's why I wore it today. Our ambassadors love us enough to volunteer their time to go out and greet all of the people in the 55 restaurants that are participating.
Wow, that's great.
Those 55 restaurants love us enough because they believe in our mission, and they are willing to write that check for 25% of what they make that day back to Avol. And then, you know, I mean, it's just all about love. Everybody's into it. And then our donors, of course, that are going out to eat, they love food and they love Avol. And yes. I mean, the two work perfectly together, I think.
And then you can use the proceeds to then love on people.
You know what? That's what Avol's been doing for over 30 years. We've been loving people enough to not let them be alone in their journey and their struggle.
Yeah, that's right. And you do so much for the community, too. Let's talk about some of the things that you do for the community.
Oh, my goodness. You know, we're always out and about. We believe that housing is health care, so at Avol we help provide housing to those living with or affected by HIV. Yeah. We also, or utility bills, you know, if you have unexpected car repair and you're on a budget, if it's between getting new tires on your car or paying for your meds, you know, we're going to help you make sure that you have what you need.
Yeah.
And then prevention and outreach is huge for Avol. We do free and anonymous testing in 72 counties in Kentucky. Wow. That's why we dropped the of Lexington from our acronym. It used to be an acronym, AIDS Volunteers of Lexington, but now it's just Avol Kentucky because we're in 72 counties.
Oh, that's great. You guys. Love it.
So, you know, that's what we do. I mean, that's who we are, and we're just out there making sure that people stay safe. And I just found this out myself. 7% of people living with HIV don't know they have it.
Wow.
So that's why it's so important to know your status and to get tested. And so we do that every day, Monday through Friday, at 1824 Hill Rise Drive. We do free testing, and we encourage everyone. We also do some STD testing. But we encourage everyone, if you don't know your status and you're out there and you're active, then come on and see us.
Yeah, absolutely.
We want to make sure you stay healthy.
So for folks who may be wanting to come to some of the restaurants tonight or tomorrow,
yes,
and there's so many. We've got Azure, we've got Dudley's, we've got Crank and Boom, because everybody knows ice cream is my fave. Where can they learn more about the restaurants that are on the list?
Thank you. They can see a complete list and the times that they participate at dineoutlex.com. And we've been doing this for years, and so I will say to the folks out there, just because a restaurant has participated in the past, don't assume that it's participating this year. So go on to dineoutlex.com and check that list. And you'll see some of them just do dinner, some of them do lunch and dinner. So make sure you're checking that your restaurant that you want to go to is there and the times that you're going to be there. Make sure they're participating.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, Anthony, thank you so much for
my
being
gosh,
here,
thank
for
you.
sharing with us, and for being one of the girls and brightening up, brightening up the set with that shirt.
I knew I had to bring it today with all this loveliness on this panel. Yes.
Well, thank you so much. Everybody stay with us. Coming up after the break, got some bad news for you. Your favorite cough medicine might not actually work. Let's talk about it.
Let's Talk Kentucky, brought to you by Critchfield Meats.
My brother Tim was paralyzed at Disney World. We got to see what happens when you're poor and you got a big injury, and we ended up hiring the wrong lawyer. When I see these clients in my lobby, I see my brother Tim, and I don't want him or them to ever have that kind of representation. I want them to have their best chance of winning and the best chance to put their life back together the best way they can.
What will you experience at the Kentucky Horse Park?
Watch live shows and see unique breeds.
Meet racing champions and Derby winners.
Explore equine history. Hop on board.
And get in the saddle. The gates are open and the horses are waiting. Plan your visit at kyhorsepark.com.
You think life is short? Football is short. The regular season's just 18 weeks. That's it. So cherish every over and under before it's over on FanDuel. With live betting on every NFL game. Because before you know it, a cold night at a Buffalo Bills game will just be a cold night in Buffalo.
America's #1 sportsbook is heading to Kentucky. Get $100 in bonus bets when you sign up today. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
Commonwealth Credit Union is growing and hiring. If you have a passion to help others, come check us out. Our mission is to better lives in the communities we serve through financial products and services, leading-edge technology, and a commitment to treat every person with respect. If you'd like to join our team, visit our website to learn more about our extraordinary culture, pay, benefits, and the many more reasons we are voted the best place to work in Kentucky. Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Talk Kentucky. I'm Sherelle Roberts. We're here with the Let's Talk team, and it is time for the Countdown Conversation. This is the part of the show where we discuss as many topics as we can in 6 minutes. I'm convinced this is our favorite part of the show every day. Okay, first up, cold comfort. So the active ingredient in many, the active medicine in many cold medicines that have a bunch of ingredients in them, particularly a decongestant called phenylephrine. The FDA is now saying that it doesn't believe that it's an effective decongestant. The FDA and an independent panel did a review of this, and they say probably not effective. And so they say they may be pulling phenylephrine and the medications that have it from shelves. The problem is there's only 2 decongestants on the shelves, phenylephrine and pseudoephedrine. So we've been taking this for years, you guys.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
what?
Yeah. Well, it is a problem. It's a bigger problem, I think, than what the report initially says, because of the fact that it is, that ingredient is in a lot of popular nasal decongestants, such as Tylenol. We were talking about another one earlier. Sudafed, everything. So it's going to be a problem for folks that really rely on those products to give them some relief, even if they're saying that it's not effective, which is curious to me because of the fact that there were studies done that got the ingredient in the marketplace and it was approved, 20 years ago. How does it all of a sudden not become effective? So I think there's a lot of questions with that, but also there's only 2 options out there, and if you take one of them off the market, guess what? The only one left is pseudoephedrine. So
Pseudoephedrine.
And so if pseudoephedrine is is the only thing out there, it's highly restricted because they use that to make meth.
Right.
And so that's going to be a problem for a lot of folks out there. They're not going to have access to something that's going to give them relief.
Yeah. Gosh, wow.
You know, I'm shocked to know that we only have 2 decongestants. I mean, at this point, we have robots that can make art and write research papers, but we only have 2 decongestants.
I know.
I'm confused. So the fact that now we're maybe going to only be down to pseudoephedrine, which is super duper strong. I actually can't take it. It knocks me out, like knocks me out. So I think folks are going to have to turn to some natural remedies, some old school things. I was thinking even the neti pot, which, you know, I know a lot of people use, but I've been afraid of. Might have to start using it. I'm weirded out. You put it here and it comes out here, but how does it not come out here? I'm concerned.
I was trying to teach Sherelle how to do the neti pot before we got on. But you know what, that's a great point too, because I believe that doctors should get ahead of this, because if they do take this off the shelves, then doctors need to be there, or general practitioners need to be there and discuss with us other options, because we're still going to get congested, people.
Yes, yeah.
And so we need to have things available to us that are easy to access and available.
Yeah. And I think they should, you know, if it's not giving relief, if it truly is not, then they should take it off the market, because we don't want to put a medicine into something, into people's bodies, and it not be effective.
Yeah, for sure. Up next, TikTok Shop. So TikTok, you know, the kids are using it. You make videos, you make dances, you do trends that get you hurt, unfortunately. Well, now TikTok is like, we want to take over your life even more. We're going to start letting you shop on TikTok. And not only will you be able to just generally shop, but you'll be able to shop for products in the videos. Oh, Lord. I am so concerned that so much of our life is getting wrapped up in social media. It's like it's just sucking us in more and more every day and just turning us into these social media drones.
Yeah, the scary thing about this isn't Facebook Marketplace. These are third-party providers of these products. And kids, let's say my mom doesn't have TikTok, right? These are younger generations that are looking at TikTok, and they're doing TikTok challenges. They're eating Tide Pods. So it's like, okay, you're looking at this video of a Tide Pod and click here if you want to buy it, you know? And so all of these challenges could be linked to that, and guess what? That's just plain scary.
Yeah, it's giving them easy access, not to mention that it may want kids to, you know, it may persuade kids to try to gain access to our buying information, because I'm not on TikTok all the time, but my kids could be, and probably are. So it worries me that they're just directly marketing to the kids when we're the ones that, the adults, their parents, are the ones that are actually the buyers for this. But I'll tell you what, I'm not buying anything off of TikTok. It's not going to happen. I don't want them having my private information on there.
Yep,
that's where I'm at.
Get somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, then finally up, Safe Skittles. So Skittles evidently have a lot of things in them that could hurt you. Red 40, many bromides, titanium dioxide. And the state of California is passing legislation, in the process of passing legislation, that says, Skittles, if you want to be sold here, you've got to switch it up. And I think this is good. First of all, why are Skittles toxic in the first place? Like, why should you be able to sell things that have poison in it? I'm confused.
There's not enough education, I think. Like Red 40 specifically has been linked to ADHD and ADD, you know, which we've heard so much about. Even pregnant mothers are told not to consume this red food coloring because it can affect your pregnancy. So this is really kind of scary. And that Red 40 is in a lot of stuff. It's not just Skittles.
Yeah, you're right. And then also, I found it interesting too that one of the representatives from California who approved the banning of these products, he was like, "Now, don't get us wrong. We're not banning Skittles. We're banning those ingredients from being used." He goes, "Because I love my Skittles. I'm going to continue to eat my Skittles." And I just thought that was so funny, because he already knows right out of the gate that it's toxic and there's possible carcinogens that he's ingesting with these Skittles. I just found that ironic. I don't know.
Oh, Lord.
It's funny. But yeah, we don't need those products in there.
It's like a new poison every day.
Yeah.
And it's in the fun stuff. You know?
Is a Skittle going to taste like a Skittle if it doesn't have titanium dioxide in it? I don't know. I mean,
I hope so.
Well, let's find out on the next episode of Non-Toxic Skittles, hopefully brought to a legislature near you. Okay. All right, everybody, stay with us. Coming up after the break, a local woman shares her inspiring fight with cancer.
Let's Talk Kentucky is brought to you by Critchfield Meats.
Next ET.
Hi, ET.
Our exclusive backstage at the MTV VMAs, plus Ariana and Tom after Scandival.
I'm just so excited to be here.
Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on ABC 36.
If it's a serious wreck,
get a serious attorney. And I've always told my attorneys that they need to practice the case as if their client is their mom.
we're your advocate.
At Golden Law Office, we focus on quality over quantity.
Hi, this is Todd with Haas & Haas Properties, and we buy houses for cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call us at 859-888-2200. We can pay cash and close in as little as 10 days. We buy houses in any condition and any price range in Fayette and surrounding counties. If you own property and want to sell it fast, call us today at 859-888-2200. That's 859-888-2200.
Whoa! Big news! DraftKings Sportsbook is coming to Kentucky. You'll be so dialed into every play that you forget to eat your wings. You made my wings cold, DraftKings. Flailing your arms like you can disrupt the free throw. Miss, fool! And a home run will have you crying like it's the birth of your child. I'm so happy.
DraftKings Sportsbook is coming to Kentucky. New customers, download the app now to get $200 in bonus bets when we go live. Because life's more fun when you're in on the action. The crown is yours.
Yeah.
We know the inside of the insurance business.
Back when I was representing the insurance companies, I saw the volume business, and I saw people being paid less than what they could have obtained, and I wanted to change that.
Dancing with the Stars is back.
And we are so excited to host the new season.
Julianne Hough joins Alfonso Ribeiro.
What a thrill it is to be back in the ballroom.
Dancing with the Stars premieres live September 26th on ABC, Disney Plus, and next day on Hulu.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Talk Kentucky. I'm Sherelle Roberts. We're here with the Let's Talk team. And joining us at the table is cancer advocate Raina Simpson. Raina, we are so glad to have you at the table.
Welcome.
Thank you for being here. Well, you have a really interesting, inspiring, and bittersweet story in many ways. You have been battling cancer for a little while now. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your diagnosis, and your journey so far.
Yes, it was definitely a huge shock, one that we had no clue that would be part of our story. We never had dreamed of anything like this. I was diagnosed at 32 with stage 4 colon cancer. I had a 1-year-old at the time, and a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, and all 3 boys. And I was just extremely tired, and I didn't realize that colon cancer would have been in the thought at all.
No.
And so eventually, by God's grace, I was able to have some more testing done and have my blood checked. My iron was super low. And they found the cancer through a colonoscopy at the ER, through the ER. And it had spread to the liver, both lobes, inoperable as soon as they found it. So it was a huge shock. Cancer, it wasn't genetic. It wasn't genetic colon cancer. So that kind of took us by surprise and shock.
Yeah,
so
wow.
I did many months of chemotherapy and surgeries and liver ablations. And the reason why I was able to have surgery eventually, because I was inoperable, is that the chemotherapy, by God's grace, worked. And it shrunk the cancer small enough that they could go in and remove a lot of the spots in the liver and in the lung, or in the colon, and many months of chemotherapy after that, just for it to come back 2 weeks later. But I did get to ring the bell. So that was a positive,
gosh, yeah,
even though it came back 2 weeks later. And so now I'm still fighting because it's in the lungs currently.
Okay. So Raina, you have been such a light. I've known Raina for many years, and you're always such a joy, but you have actually turned this as an opportunity to help others. Can you tell everyone about that?
Yes, so as I was in the waiting room at Markey Cancer Center, I was connecting with so many different patients. And of course, we're all sad in there because we have terminal illnesses, or we just got the shock of the news, whether it's stage 1 or stage 4. The shock of the word cancer destroys you, and it destroys everyone around you. And I quickly realized that so many people needed help. They needed counseling, they needed someone to talk with, especially the caretakers, the spouses, the grandparents, whoever was taking care of these people. And they would ask me, like, where do you get your joy from? Like, how do you have so much hope in the midst of this turmoil and this hardship? And they would just be so shocked when I'd be like, so I have stage 4 cancer and I don't really have high statistics of living. And I have 3 young boys. And they would be like, well, why do you have so much joy? And I would get to answer them, well, it's Jesus. It's because I know him who created me and made me, and he gives me this hope and this comfort, and I have support. And I would realize that they don't have this. They don't have support. They don't know what to do when they get to the Bible. You know, like, oh, I want this hope, but what do? I open the Bible and I don't know where to go. Like, who is Jesus? Is God good? And so I created this nonprofit, Hope 712, and it's Eyes on You Ministries on Instagram. So it's called Eyes on You Ministries, and we provide free biblical counseling to anyone who's been affected by cancer. You don't have to have cancer to be affected by it, and to be in the muck and the mire. And so I quickly saw that people needed help, and I could not afford counseling when I was going through my treatments, and I still can't. It's very expensive. My insurance wasn't paying for it at the time, and so anyways, we wanted to provide that for everybody, and biblical resources and books and devotionals and notebooks, and we send each person who comes to my ministry and messages, we send them free little gift box of just like happy things that made me happy and made me feel less lonely. And it is a tangible item, so I mean, there's not a whole lot that it can do for you when it's tangible item, but that's why we give them biblical resources, because it's eternity perspective that can forever encourage them.
So you have another big step kind of coming up in your treatment journey. Are you okay to share and to talk about that?
Yes, so Markey Cancer Center has been fabulous. I mean, I've got the best treatment, the best doctors there. However, my cancer no longer is responding to chemotherapy here, so we're out of standard of care options, so now I'm looking at Sarah Cannon in Nashville for a new drug, and I'm undergoing a new trial. Really excited about starting this Friday. So please just pray that my body will respond and I can go back to being a fun, active mom to the boys. Right now, I feel really well. I've been putting really healthy, happy vitamins in my system to kind of give my body a break, to prepare me for another battle, another fight. But my goal and prayer is that this trial is the drug and that it cures it all completely. It's a very hard journey.
We pray it is too. So practical advice. Do you have some practical advice for those that are going through cancer treatment right now, chemo and all of that, or maybe even just discovered they have cancer themselves?
Yes. On my Eyes on You ministry page on Instagram, I post practical advice all the time, because honestly, that is what has helped me tremendously, is saying, hey, let's just take 1 foot out of the house right now. So many times we're laying in bed, we're sick, and all we can think about is ourselves. And I say, if we could just take 1 foot, just go to the mailbox, just go and sit in the sunshine for like 5 seconds. And honestly, that 5 seconds turns to like 5 minutes, because you're like, I love this, I want to do more. And then another really big piece of practical advice is get involved in a community as much as you can. My support group is huge. And that's not because there was anything special about me. It's that I learned I had to ask for help, and you have to let down your pride.
So Rena, tell us real fast, because we're out of time, your website, so folks can go check it out.
Yes, RenaB.com.
Rena Simpson, thank you so much for being here and for sharing your story.
Thank you.
We wish the best and pray the best for you.
Thank
you very much. All right, everybody, stay with us. Coming up after the break, a once-in-a-lifetime event is happening in the skies over Central Kentucky.
Let's Talk Kentucky is brought to you by Critchfield Meats.
Major insurance companies use a software called Colossus to tell them what the firm you hire is likely to settle your case for. They know which law firms can lowball and take the last best offer. Not us. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Hi, this is Joseph with Rapid Fire Home Buyers. Do you have a house that's costing you too much time and money? Maybe a rental house, an inherited house you don't know what to do with, or the house you're living in that you just can't keep up with. We buy property in any condition and any price range all over the Southeast. Sell your house as is for cash with no repairs, no fees, and no commissions. If you're even thinking of selling your house, before you call a realtor, give us a call for a free cash offer. Call 859-695-3875.
Want a flatter, tighter tummy?
Then check out new Ab EX from Sono Bello.
Doctor, after my pregnancies, my body just never bounced back. I had this stomach overhang that made me really self-conscious.
It's not your fault. That stubborn fat and excess skin is very difficult to get rid of with diet and exercise alone.
That's exactly why I went to Sono Bello. I really trust their team of experts, and I finally got the flat stomach I had always wanted.
Introducing Ab EX from Sono Bello. Remove fat and lose excess skin permanently in just one visit.
Ab EX is a great alternative to a tummy tuck because that overhang you mentioned becomes flat and tight fast with minimal downtime.
Schedule your free, no obligation consultation now to learn more about Ab EX by Sono Bello. Call 1-888-507-8988 or go to sonobello.com.
Now some breaking news.
FanDuel is coming to Kentucky.
America's #1 sportsbook, FanDuel, is going live soon.
I'm pumped. Let's go. America's #1 sportsbook is headed to Kentucky. Get $100 in bonus bets when you sign up today.
Welcome back. It's time for What in the World is Trending, and this time it's What in Outer Space is Trending. The Nishimura Comet is hanging out in the skies over central Kentucky until around September 17th, so look up and you can see it. How exciting is that?
Well, it really is, if we can actually see it through the fog and everything. My son, his birthday is today. Happy birthday, Jack.
Happy birthday, Jack.
But yeah, he wanted to go see this comet, and he was like, Mom, can you wake me up at 5 in the morning? We have to go out and look. And I was like, it's his birthday. Yes, I'm going to do this. I'll do it. So we were out in neighborhoods trying to find this comet. We couldn't see it because of the weather. But it's still going to be able to be seen until the 17th.
Yes.
So awesome. Keep your eyes open.
Yeah,
we'll be out
everybody.
again.
All right, we like to end every show by highlighting a woman we're talking about. And today's woman is Paula Leach Pope. She's a member of the UK Board of Trustees, and she's also a UK alum from the College of Education. She earned her Bachelor's of Education there. She was a teacher in Fayette County Public Schools, and she also serves as assistant to Lexington's mayor back in the 1980s, I believe. So she has been serving and working hard in public education for many, many years, and she continues her work at the University of Kentucky and on the Board of Trustees. So Paula Leach Pope, you are a woman we're talking about.
Yes, she is.
Well done. Yes. Well, everybody, nominate women we're talking about and catch us on our website at WTVQ.com. We will see you tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.